Are they gonna have that many people? Okay, so that does not mean drop so you can listen to it later, but just to let you know, we will be recording this and putting it on the group me and maybe linking it in an email message to everybody. But while we have a couple of seconds and those on time, I'm going to ask everybody to introduce themselves in only 30 seconds, which is a popular thing with us. What it is to do an elevator speech, and 30 seconds is generally what everybody's goal is. And this one is just about yourself. It's not about the Urban League Young Professionals, which I know some of the board are used to me saying. This is do a 30-second elevator speech about yourselves. And I'm going to just go around based on what I'm seeing. We'll start with Miss Shannon, who's at my top left. Do I need to put a timer on you?
No. Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon. I'm not going to say what my title is, but I am a senior criminal investigator with the Missouri State Public Defender's Office. I also own an eyewear line, and I just started a nonprofit called the Redemption of the Phoenix Foundation. I have been part of the movement for about 3 years now.
Okay, Mr. Justin.
Yep. My name's Justin McMullen. I am an IT analyst for Worldwide Technology. I'm a member of the membership committee and have been with the Urban League, I guess, for over, I guess, a year now. I'm a big fan of the Milwaukee Bucks for basketball team, so go Bucks. Hope they do good this year. And yeah, I'm also a big fan of like DC Marvel superhero movies, so really love the new Superman movie. Would definitely recommend it to anyone.
Good to know. Miss Abigail, you are next on my screen.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Abigail Hollis. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I still claim that as my hometown, but I did move up here when I was in middle school. My family is all from the area. I live out in St. Charles County. I'm a community support specialist on a mental health team. I joined Urban League back in November, but this is my first meeting, so you all will have to forgive me, hopefully. And I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Miss Williams.
Evening, everyone. Erica Williams, St. Louis native, mother of one, aunt to many. I serve in the capacity of parliamentarian since 2019. I have recently been promoted to assistant principal for Momentum Academy.
Woo!
And
Yes,
I
that's
love that.
dope. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Someone's supposed to send me
Um,
the information so I can post it on our good news.
yes, I definitely will. I just love community, all things community.
Okay. Mr. Dante, you're next on my screen.
Erica, first of all, we're not gonna just breeze by it like that small fries. That's so dope. You've worked so hard for that, Erica. That's huge. You deserve all the things. I just wanted you to know. But I am Dante. I am a neuropsychologist specializing in diagnosing social and emotional disorders. I do that during the daytime. Uh, but all the time, I'm a member of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, known as Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I am raising two kids. I have a 2-year-old daughter, baby Key, and I'm also raising this 18-year-old, which is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life because I have an attitude problem, and 18-year-olds also have them. So, and we just got him a car, so he thinks he's grown and free. So when I got this call, I'm gonna go and reset him. I'm been a part of the movement for a couple years now. Um, Plan to be a part of movement in the future. Still young in the movement and on Earth. I have ways to go before I age out. Man, I'm in a good mood, y'all. So
Yeah.
I'm glad for this call. I'm looking forward to what goes forth on this call and after this call.
Okay. I'm going to remind everybody about the 30-second limit, just to make everybody feel like equals. But thank you, sir. Zoe, you're next on my screen.
Hi, everyone. I'm Zoe. I'm a recent graduate of the Xavier University of Louisiana, where I majored in political science pre-law and had a concentration in psychology and sociology. And I currently work at a law firm here while I'm preparing for law school. And so that's a little bit about me. I'm from Springfield, Illinois, originally, and I joined in June.
All right. And sorry, Zoe, for not acknowledging the E. I do appreciate it.
You're good.
All right. Brittany, you are the last on my screen. Brittany, I think I did the introductions after you were done. I mean, before you joined. So we're just doing a quick 30-second introduction.
My phone's going in and out. Maybe I just put something in the chat.
I can see you and hear you. So
Just bear with me. Yeah, just bear with me because my phone is it's going in and out.
Okay.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to try because I can see and hear you right now?
Yeah, but it was just not working for like the last minute. So
Okay.
yeah, it just came back. Just came back on.
All right. Yeah, because you just started to fade right then. It's okay. And there'll be plenty of time to add more to the conversation and to hear you out as you join and be involved. All right. I am Barry Neal. I am a longtime member of the Urban League family. I'm empty nesting right now. My two kids are grown and have moved on to do bigger and better adulting things, facing all those exciting challenges that I'm sure you all are aware of. I'm so St. Louis. I'm just happy to be here and charged up after just coming back from the Urban League conference and ready to see St. Louis get back at it. And hopefully this will be the start of that process. I'm gonna work in questions along the way. I posted these on GroupMe, but we're only gonna spend like 2 to 3 minutes on each one of them just to get a conversation going with everybody. Everybody can feel free to jump in as they choose. If first question is if our chapter, which is we call Urban League St. Louis Young Professionals, had unlimited resources, what's the first project we should launch? And that is open to anyone.
I had written down, I was definitely interested in the idea of maybe starting up like an entrepreneurship workshop or maybe like a incubator. I think that it would help supply people with the resources and kind of mentorship that they need to kind of take an idea and kind of help conceptualize, build, and maybe pitch like an early stage startup concept or like a product that it could help encourage maybe more Black entrepreneurship in St. Louis and uh, make just encourage people to think more about like what opportunities kind of can be made available if they try to spearhead like their own path rather than maybe looking for like a conventional job or something like that.
It sounds exciting. I'm noting it. And once again, I'm recording, so I'm not worried about taking a lot of notes, but that's a good idea. Anyone else?
Yeah, it's Brittany. My comment was that we can, or suggestion is that we do something that gets more involvement with our current members. So just to increase more involvement and participation with all of our current young professional members.
Are you speaking networking, service projects, or just engagement as a general?
I guess I would say engagement, just something that will bring everybody together, that brings everybody out and brings everyone together.
Okay. Uh, anyone else? Like I said, we're gonna kind of speed round through these a little bit, so it doesn't have to be a full drawn out plan, just a general idea.
To me, I would love to see different individuals, like you know how you guys just came from out of town where it was a lot of different members from various communities and states. I would
Mm-hmm.
love to see individuals like go across the United States and have like meetups. I think that that will be beneficial just so that like what you just said, you came back energized.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see like different all of the parliamentarians come together. And I know it's possible via Zoom, but it's nothing like being able to touch someone. And I would love to see that perhaps quarterly or just all the presidents kind of get together and do different things, go on retreats and I will it said unlimited. So I know that will probably be costly, but I would love to
Yeah.
see things like that.
Yeah, you can't reach for a goal unless you state the goal out loud, even if it's too big or too small. Welcome, Mr. Larry. Welcome to the call. I don't know if the missus is there, but welcome to her too if she is, and y'all are sharing the Zoom. We've started the meeting, but I'm interacting with like interjecting questions along the way just so we can keep the conversation going. But there are definitely topics we're going to cover. But I'll give you a second. Matter of fact, I'm not because I don't want to stop for everybody. But thank you for joining. And if we have time at the end, I'll have you do the 30-second introduction that we've had everybody else do. All right. This conversation, this is why I want to make sure we talked. I had these ideas and thoughts, this need for this conversation before conference, but at conference and talking to every level of Urban League that we have, from our affiliate, his staff, our ELT board of the National Urban League Young Professionals, which you all fall under, our current national president, and even some of the National Urban League things. This is a interesting time for all of us. I think everybody would agree, indifferent to what your politics are, what your background is, what your age, what your family status is. There's just a lot going on. And I think as an organization, as a chapter, our goal is really to see, not that we're above the problems, but to see how we can help engage our community change the lives of people, engage their needs, and engage their hopes, engage their dreams. And we just have to start in house. And so at this point, at nothing, I I say this up front because I've learned from my board, I can be very direct, and sometimes I can say things that maybe wasn't said with the best tone, but I want to say I'm gonna have to bring some good news and some bad news along the way, and it's all for conversation, but it just needs to be said out loud. So well, hopefully everybody will find this to be a safe space. Uh, and it kind of goes to one of the first things is what Brittany was just talking about, our engagement levels. Currently, we have just under 70 members. Our engagement level is probably 15% at the most right now. And that's based on whatever we're trying to do. I mean, we had great, like for the museum event, we had great turnout. This, like we said, we have 9 people on, if you count myself. So even with that, that is still at that 10% to a percent participation. Not that more won't join, not that everybody was available tonight. I'm not judging us based on this one call or anything, but it is something that is of concern within our own. Obviously, we have members talking about it. Our board talks about it all the time. And now our affiliate is talking about it. So it's something not that we have to solve today, but we need to acknowledge out loud that we're having a problem with engagement. And so I want to just take a couple of minutes to give anybody and everybody a chance to speak on that, to understand if there's a why behind it. I know life is life, and for a lot of people, as an organization, we've always been young adults, and young adults' lives change every day and challenges change every day. We acknowledge that, but it's participation level has never been this low. So I want to open up the floor for a couple of minutes just to say, does anybody have any idea what it is? And that's why I want to make sure everybody on the call, everybody on the call today is just here as a member. So no one's responsible, no one is to blame, no one has to give an answer, no one should take anything personal. It's just people giving true feedback. Shannon, it looked like you were raising your hand. Feel free if you were.
Yes, I was, because I kind of shared this with you before. I know, like in general, we had got a lot of feedback about people not knowing about events in advance. Um, and I've been like pushing and strongly encouraging for whatever events that we have planned or whatever proposals we have to at least put out whatever event we have in advance, at least a month. That way we can have people, put it in their calendar in time, like so they can do it. My big motto that everyone will hear all the time is your procrastination is not my emergency. So I don't like just in general me, I don't like to know things last minute. I like to know things in advance. So that way, my priority and my role is this is volunteer, but it's a job for me as well. I would like to make whatever arrangements I can to accommodate the YPs before I end up doing anything else. So I know one thing we do need to work on for his engagement is letting people know about the events and time. Another thing is a lot of people will know about us by word of mouth. No matter what I'm doing, where I'm at, I'm gonna always have on my YP pin or my bracelet somewhere because I never know who I'm gonna meet in my profession. However, I recruit. I can be in court. I can be in the court building. I can go to the jail, wherever, or I'm making contact with people. I'm going to let people know about the YPs and why we're here. So the biggest thing we need to work on is definitely word of mouth.
Okay.
So, and our social medias as well too. So we need to engage on there a little bit more. But I think what we need to do as well is too is trying to do um not I don't want to necessarily say networking events, but like try to be consistent with the new membership orientation so we can stay in the know, so we can know who new members are and they know who people are. Because when we went to the art museum, it was like, oh, I'm finally getting to meet people that joined like months ago. However, but life be life and things happen. The tornado definitely was unexpected, but however, um, there is like some things like we need to work on for is like definitely everybody communicating, engaging, recruit members. Anytime there's an event, we always say bring a friend or two. So in general, though we know this may be for members, however, when we have general body meetings, and invite somebody from your circle, from work, wherever, or you feel that we may be essential to them.
Okay. Larry, I see your hand as well. Thank you, Shannon. Larry, I see your hand.
Yeah.
Please.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
All right, all right.
I think that so first of all, engagement levels are down across the board in many capacities, from church to, you know, extra activities. Every organization is going through something similar. And I believe that part of it is that St. Louis is still in crisis mode. And then also some folks are in vacation mode and chill mode, and so that's a little bit a part of it. And so if it's not anything um fun or something that has to do with an open bar, folks are not going.
You're right.
That's just the honest truth. And so I'm starting to see that more and more. And then also people are choosing to stay home and save money in this economy that we're living in. So that's another part of it. The organization I work for is Behavior Health Response. We do a lot of stuff currently just to kind of do community engagement. And I think the only impactful thing, because we have this amazing event every third Wednesday of the month called A Journey to Healing, and it's free to attend. It's at the 21C Hotel. We have great speakers who talk about mental health and their journeys, but attendance is down. I think that is one of many opportunities that I see that organizations like this should be collaborating with, and also if there's not a cost to and it's not all on the Urban League itself to just do all the work. So just think about, collaborating and meeting people where they are. Also, maybe we could take some of our meetings and some of our events to the social media such as TikTok and other things where people are spending lots of time on versus just the traditional Facebook and Twitter. We gotta venture out past that because a lot of people aren't on those platforms as much these days.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Dante, I see your hand.
Yes, sir. So piggybacking off like the conference response at the president's breakfast, it's extremely obvious that this isn't just a St. Louis thing, and even more directly, it's not just a YP thing in St. Louis. This is same like the Indianapolis is experiencing the same thing. We're in a city that's like drowning in YP organizations. There's so many to choose from, and even bigger than that, there's so many other extracurricular social networking organizations that are vying to occupy the same amount of time that we are from people. People only have so much time and can only choose so many things to do, right? They can't just manifest more time on the calendar. So I think that we need, one, to Larry's point, the answer is collaborations. Connecting with some of those other organizations that's pulling and asking for attention from the same group of people that we're asking for. We can partner with them, pull from the same pool of people, increase both numbers, what I'm saying, on paper, by having, unified events. And then another thing is like, I mean, Barry, you saw it. The highest attended events at conference were the ones that were more social than anything. All the YP seminars were nearly, I don't know if you saw, not empty, but like way less than they were last.
Underattended. Yeah.
Yeah, because people chose to do it virtually. But every event where there was going to be loud music, drinks, and some less formal behavior, flooded. So I think that young professionals now are trying to find an escape from what feels like business, right? No one wants to work well, I don't want to say no one, most people, including myself, who have very stressful jobs, don't want to, correct, go to another panel, or they don't want to, go somewhere and sit down and have somebody sit at a lectern and talk to them about something. Like, we want to like network and engage in our type of way. And I think that's what we've been charged to do by President Morial, to figure out how to do things not how they were done, for sure not 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. We got to reach, because we're young professionals. We're young. We know what we like to do. We know what's going to get us out of the house. Do those things. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome, Sharnice. And Justin, you have the floor.
Oh, hello. Did I put my hand up? I'm sorry.
No, I just acknowledged you in the room.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm the community service chair.
Not
Nice to
doing the
meet.
introductions right now, though. I'll come back to you at the
Oh,
end
okay.
if we have time. Sorry about
I
that.
got you. Oh, no, you're all right.
Justin, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, kind of like what everyone's saying. I think that there's just kind of like, I guess the participation level is definitely a little bit down, and I know that people have probably been busy with work and like other type of responsibilities outside of the organization. I know that we've kind of been in more of a transitional period, I guess, when it comes to, I guess, some of the leadership kind of shifting around a little bit. And
Mhm.
especially when it comes to like the membership committee, which is kind of charged with, engaging and getting people excited, I guess, and maybe, well, being responsible for the recruitment and the retention for the members, that kind of having a revolving door with different people kind of directing and kind of organizing things isn't going to contribute to as much success in that respect. Like even now, I think on like I think it's the Wild Apricot
Mhm.
site for the Urban League, it still shows, I think Erica is the head of
Membership.
the membership committee.
Yes. That will be. We'll discuss a little bit something close to that today. But that is. Thank you for noting that. Uh, just for the sake of time, unless someone had a critical thought, sorry about that. On that, on engagement, can I ask one question? And this is just a general yes, no to everybody. Does the level of others being engaged impact your decision to be engaged? Does the fact that we're really at like 15% engagement, does that impact how you feel about being engaged? No, everybody's kind of independent thoughts. Okay. Dante can't sell. I'm not great on emoji, so I ask you to use your words because I don't know what that means. Yes or
The thumbs up, man. Good question. I'm sorry.
okay. All right. Because sometimes of the day you don't go to a club that's empty. I mean, just being social. Unless you just like the DJ, you just like the band, and you just like the drinks. You want to go where people want to be. So
I,
that's just something we do think about.
I will say, Barry, for
Yes.
the distribution events, when I do when I do attend or those type of events, and I do see folks, it is encouraging to catch up and see everybody involved in the movement.
Yeah, thank you. Uh Next I'm gonna go to something that I know some people will be surprised that we talk about today, but I want to talk about our treasury. Uh we are running out of money. I just say that we're not out of money by any means, but we're running out of money, and that is really from the purpose of, like with any auxiliary, no matter what kind of organization, Friends of the Zoo, everything. They do fundraisers, and at this point, we have not done fundraisers. We're really dependent on the kindness of strangers and our membership fee, which is currently only $20. And there is a cost from websites to services to engagement in meeting to hosting to food. So while this is not a solve this problem, I just want to put it out there and let everyone know we will be working on fundraising opportunities going forward. We can no longer necessarily just cruise along and just work on professional development and different things. We have to really start putting it on. I know Larry just dropped into the chat about increasing membership fees. That will be a topic as well. Uh, does anyone have any, not that I gave you a lot of details, but just know that we're going to be trying to do some cost saving things. Uh, I am going to personally, and I haven't told the board this, I've kind of hinted to it, but I didn't say it. I'm going to donate $1,000 toward the and marketing of the Urban League Young Professionals, mainly towards swag and merch. But I'm also going to make some recommendations on some cost savings events as well. And we'll work through that, and they'll just carry forward. But I just tell everybody to kind of put in their hat any fundraising opportunities. If you know some opportunities we could be, I mean, we're not going to be just selling like candy bars. We're not going to go there or anything right there yet, but just know that conversation is going. If that is where your interests are or where your talents are, we'll be calling on people soon. Next is elections. We have elections this year. Our terms are currently 2 years. We're at the end of the second term. Our parliamentarian is working with one of our previous presidents on putting together a plan for that. I'm not going to pressure her to speak right now on that. I just want everybody to know. And I'll just give you once again, this is really a Barry talking to the family conversation. I worry about the elections because of our level of engagement. You want options. We've gone through a lot of appointing people, but we want people to be engaged. We want people to connect. We want people to network with their members, and we want them to earn the vote of our members so they feel accountable to support them going forward. And if we just keep appointing people and they just popping up, there's not buy-in. They can say, well, I didn't vote for them, or I didn't support them, or I don't even know them. So we have to do the elections for sure. I just want everybody to start thinking about their level of engagement, asking questions, trying to figure out how that's going to work, see where they fit in. We are considering, once again, a lot of this is first time being heard, some structural changes and expectation changes that hopefully will make a little bit of a difference, but I don't want to get ahead of that. That was a couple of slides away. And then just for people to know, we do things. I know, and I want to personally apologize to any members, especially new members. We really haven't had a general body meeting in a few months, and some of the things that we've scheduled, not as somebody referenced earlier, because of the tornado, the availability of the building, just people life, and then just it kind of threw us for a loop. But it was already after we had missed a meeting or two because of things. So it just extended that gap. And I want to personally apologize to anybody that feel like we didn't offer engagement opportunities, though we did have a few events, specifically like the museum event in between. But I know if I'm joining an organization, I want to meet with them. I want to have meetings. I want engagement. I'm assuming you all the same. So I want to offer a formal apology. Not that anyone did anything wrong. Life truly just happened to our city and it just threw our schedule off. Just so you all know, if anybody didn't know, the Urban League headquarters, which is on Kings Highway, did get hit by the tornado. And they currently, though they have opened up the building, their elevator isn't working and their AC is inconsistently working. So even as we'll be trying to plan our next general body meeting, I don't see us being back in that building for a while. So as we make any plans, and just consider an off-site, be it a bread co, be it a gym, be it the Y, be it the church basement. Just for now, let's just keep making plans. I don't want anyone to stop planning anything, but just know for now, the Urban League's main building should not be considered a possible location. And trust me, they're taking them stairs and that AC and still putting out services. So anybody that ever thinks that the Urban League isn't putting in that work and they're not dedicated, y'all know I'd have to find a new job without AC, but that's me. And they're still putting in the work and serving our community. So salute to them for sure. Larry, I got you, and we'll definitely note that and keep that in mind. With that, we still have like 5 events. We have 100 neediest cases, Thanksgiving giveaway. We usually just support the Urban League. I know we want to pick up where, sorry about that, pick up on our professional development plans as we did. Our leader on that is temporarily unavailable, but I know she's already starting to work at it. We usually do Halloween. We did it big last year. We'll probably try to consolidate and still do something big, but we never know. And we have National Day of Wellness, which is a national urban league young professionals effort of what they do. Like every quarter they focus on something that we do nationwide, and this year it'll be about wellness. Our VP is working on that and is working on a presentation to submit with she has some great ideas. Not going to put her under pressure today because like I said, everybody's a member tonight. No one has to do any real work. So but that is coming. All right. Just once again to break it up, trying to do like a 2-minute conversations in between each big topic. And this is open to everybody. Try to keep your answers short, trying to keep the whole conversation down to like 2 minutes. If you could attend one workshop or panel on any topic, what would it be? Feel free to chime in. If y'all want to do the hand raising and acknowledge, it's cool. I don't care.
I unmuted myself. So when we had the GBM in February and how we found out all the different members had different like hobbies and things they like to do.
Mm-hmm.
When we found out that Dante is cold at playing the drums and different people had different talents, and we were saying about doing a networking thing, or like not really a networking thing, but everybody come together and like explore their talents or their hobbies. I know one person said they're really good at crocheting. So instead of, because we know we got the workshops and we have those in the panel, it was like, what's a way where we can all come together and explore and take on different, people, talents and hobbies. I kind of like that idea, and that was something that Olivia really, really, really wanted us to do. So.
Okay.
So we need to have a rooftop Tiny Desk concert, is what I'm hearing.
Like a
Right.
talent showcase. Or
I promise you, as someone who just came back from conference, every year the Guild and the Urban League Young Professionals do a gospel choir presentation.
I saw you live. I watched
it is nice. If y'all wanted to have a little concert, I mean, once again, I could see linking that to a fundraiser.
Yep.
It's a conversation we can have. Anybody else? Any hot topics? I'm gonna point of personal preference. I made a promise to a young lady almost 3 years ago at the presentation that we would the topic of fibroids came up, and I promised then, and I still hold myself responsible for putting together at least one panel to discuss that topic. So I hope to still do that. I'm not gonna force it on the YPs, but I think it's an opportunity for us. Anybody else? Once again, this is just a
for
2 minutes.
me,
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
I was just thinking that for one of the things, the barbershop series or the barbershop talks, I really
Mm-hmm.
thought that that was really good and impactful. And I just think that having more, uh, maybe getting that back as like a regularly scheduled cadence would be really impactful, because I really liked having that community, being able to talk about issues impacting the St. Louis community, being able to just be vulnerable with other men my age, and just being able to have like those type of conversations. And I think that for another subject, maybe about home ownership, I know I'm kind of entering, I guess, that next phase of maybe trying to find like a home, or trying to put in an offer on a home. So the things that kind of go into being a homeowner, maybe any pitfalls that you could, or tips from people that are experienced, or either have an apartment or a house. I think being able to share that knowledge would be um, a good conversation that I'd find valuable, and maybe others too, if they're kind of in the same boat as me.
Definitely. And the one thing I'll say, I'm gonna move forward. I thank y'all for your input. Just so you'll know, home ownership and business, the Urban League has two outstanding departments that constantly do presentations in both of those areas. So we'll definitely talk about that as a potential collaboration with the affiliate. I mean, they do truly stuff every month. All right. So next, some structural change.
Real quick, Barry, I'm sorry. I was trying to get off mute real quick before you move forward. There was a request like that I had received something focused more toward parenting, like parenting groups, like support groups for just single parents, something like that.
Support groups or how-tos, or is it truly just a support group, or is there any particular topic, or do you want somebody to present on parenting? Just because
Like
it's so broad.
tax support, like, I'm not sure. I didn't know where that was going to go, but just support. I guess hacks, how to deal with this when your kid does this.
Yeah. It's getting real, huh? No problem. My friend has a question. Okay.
Right.
This is safe space. Whereas,
No, hey, I'm here. I'm here.
yeah. As you see, we're moving on to the next topic. This is what may change. We're gonna talk to this. A lot of this will be an ELT conversation, but that is part of what everything will be a membership conversation. A lot of it will be a membership conversation. The ELT structure, once again, to be transparent, engagement at the ELT level has been down as well. We've had multiple, as Justin has mentioned, we had multiple rotation of membership engagement at the board level. People have taken on positions, people have left positions, and this really kind of goes to something that we've been talking about for 2 years. I think we have to formally implement this as an all hands type situation. And to explain what that would mean, and I'm going to talk to the parliamentarian. Interesting, her hand is up. I'll announce you in 2 seconds, Parliamentarian Williams. Maybe just electing officers this year and letting everything else be all hands. It won't be potentially not a traditional membership committee, not a traditional marketing committee. Everything will be all hands. We would, at the end of the year, as the beginning of the election, lay out a calendar of events. Like the four we saw on the previous screen, maybe a quarterly professional development, and lay it out in January, lay it out in December. And then from that point on, it's all hands. Everything is run like a project. So it won't be marketing, you're responsible for everything that we do marketing. It will be, hey, for this project, we're going to need this marketing. We need volunteers. We need people, we need someone to put their name next to that and take ownership of this, someone else to be the backup, and do that for everything that we do going forward. I'm not going to just impose that. I want to talk to the parliamentarian. I need to talk to the affiliate as well, just to get buy-in. Also check with the National Urban League Young Professionals. I know some of them have gone this route. I don't do it because of any performance or anything. It's just things aren't working currently, and we have to try something. If we get to the point where we have 20 members, I mean, because I know there's more people engaged and want to be engaged than are on this call. If we get to the point where we have a strong 30, if we had 10 people work on this project, 10 people work on that, and different to their title and different to their committee, I think that's the only way we're going to get fully up to speed. We may go back to that structure when we're fully engaged, when we're up to 100 members and we're up to 50% engagement. I don't think we're there. That's why I'm putting this as a May, but that's as far as the conversation has gone so far. Miss Erica, you had your hand up. I know it's down now, but I'm assuming you still had a statement.
It was a while back. I'm sorry. It was more so in regards to how to
If it was
board.
on the last slide, that's fine. I may not.
Yeah, it was on the last slide, but it was more so how to board. I know that and what I mean by that is how to be an effective board by bringing in other board members from various organizations and just talk about and discuss how pivotal their role is, and more so importantly, what happens when burnout occurs, as well as, sorry, you guys, I'm trying to pick up a lawnmower. Um, I'm cutting grass and trying to talk at the same time. But for the most part, it's also, I think I've seen 3 different times about people saying that they are paneled out, but more so how to gain information as if you were getting it from a panel, but make it very interactive and fun and engaging as well. Because Larry is definitely right. At the right now, especially in my life, at the 4 p.m., I am tapped out. I don't want to be formal any longer. It's, hey, tell me something. Let's have a light conversation rather than having to kind of show up and be in a whole complete different role professionally. It does become taxing. And so just trying to figure out different components and how to really meet our target audience.
Okay. Thank you. Um, I'm going to talk, and this kind of goes to something that Justin mentioned earlier. Sorry. The webpage, which we use Wild Apricot, the newsletter, which we use MailChimp. I'm thinking about eliminating both of those as a cost-saving effort because I don't know how much engagement we get on the webpage, and I don't know how effective, based on the cost, our usage of the newsletter is. We'll still have a web page. One thing just to explain, Wild Apricot is not just a web page. It is a membership management tool. It's a CRM. So it does a lot of services for us, services that we need, but we haven't always had it. We've been able to track membership on a spreadsheet for decades, and it's done nationwide. It's just making sure somebody's on top of that and managing that. So we'll probably still have a landing page. We may even develop a phone app, and we're not turning this off immediately. But as we look for cost saving ventures and opportunities, that may be one of them. And the newsletter, I think we can do more with our socials that will be just as beneficial and create more outreach than our newsletter without the additional costs. Ms. Brittany, I see your hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I go to the Young Professionals web page regularly.
Okay.
I know I can go on there and see what's like planned activities. At one point I could go and do that. And it also still provides the each of the committee members, their information and their role and things like that. But as far as the newsletter, I don't know if I've ever received a newsletter. Is that, I mean, something that goes out monthly, or when's the last
It's
time?
been monthly. It's sometimes it could be off by a week, but it is generally monthly for like the last, I want to say about 5 or 6 months. It may not be to a specific day. It's not the first of the month always, but it has been about monthly.
And you said that's through MailChimp?
Yeah. But
And it goes to our email? We have received it through email?
Yeah, but I can, and I say this once again, just being transparent. I don't know how well our process has been as we get new members, as we've gotten new guests, adding them to that distribution list. I don't know that we proactively put a link or a QR code for people to sign up for the newsletter. So that could possibly be a missed opportunity. And if somebody who's engaged like you isn't getting it, we have to at the least look at our process and look at our costs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then consistent newsletters, it's my my only other suggestion. If there's a newsletter, it should go out, at the beginning of the month, especially if there's activities throughout that month. You will want to say, okay, we're going to send out July at the beginning of the month. We have 4 activities planned, for example.
Absolutely. And just in transparency, just my very nil take, it shouldn't even be monthly. If we're trying to get engagement and we're trying to develop connections with our members, we need to more than there should be more than a monthly touch point, if that makes sense to everybody. There should be some way we can always post on our web pages. On our just a single standing web page, We can always post on our socials. We can always post on our LinkedIn. We have multiple ways of sharing information, and I, I will definitely keep in mind, and we'll have a full conversation about the webpage, because we'll still have a webpage. It just may not be the full the cost of wild apricot. It may just be a basic Wix page with the similar information. All right.
Yeah, definitely with the calendar because I use that calendar a lot on the
Yeah.
webpage.
And actually that makes me feel good that y'all are actually using it for that. But it may not necessarily, we may need to have a online calendar, a shared calendar, but we don't necessarily need the full wild apricot service, which is not an inexpensive service. All right. And one thing that we definitely would have to have a conversation with, we have the cheapest membership in the movement, in the Urban League movement. There's over 60 chapters. No one has the membership fee that we have, but that could also lead to why we're having some financial challenges. So we will definitely need to have a conversation about potentially raising it. It would be at the end of the year. We wouldn't do it mid-year. It would be for the start of the year. But my question to you all, us getting things right, us having a more effective newsletter and communication, us doing better jobs on planning and communicating our events, us bringing, I think we still have a great professional development pieces. I think that has been where we shine. And I think community service is where we shine as well. What does, and this is to everybody, anybody, what should a Urban League Young Professionals doing it at a top level membership cost in St. Louis? In your current job, your current finances, your current situation, your current bills, what should be, not what the max should be, not what the lowest. What do you think is a fair price for Urban League Young Professional membership?
$40.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Because I know once upon a time it was 50, but I think 40 just to
I think
start off.
I think I think doing it as a tier could be an option, such as for a general membership, $40, and then for folks who want to just dive a little deeper, and whether it's we could talk about specifics later, but
Yeah.
I think that for somebody like me who is like close to that edge of at the end of the young professional, I have ability to pay, you know, 200 for a membership. So I mean, I think folks are at different tiers too, and so that's also an option to take a look at as well.
Okay. Anybody else? Just I mean, we're not locking it in today, but just trying to get a feel to where everybody is. Does everybody is not to lock in because we are kind of running short of time. Hopefully, everybody can carry over so we can finish real quick.
Barry, the exchange does a subscription. Like you pay like $10, $15 a month, and you get one. Like they do like a lot of events that are paid to get into, but you get to choose one event per month. It's your subscription, and you get to go to that for free. You don't have to pay for that one event. So I mean, tiers and subscriptions, this or that. But you got to make it. You got to show value in them doing that.
Yeah, that's the key. And Adrian Slash, who passed RVP and one of the cornerstones of them, that is a model we definitely need to look into as a chapter, but we have to build into it. Basically, is as a chapter, you do a lot of events, and you have reduced or free for members, and then it's a paid event for others. But even in free, you want it to be quality. So, as I think we did 5 professional development going all the way back to last year. If it was free to members and maybe a minimal cost, $5 or donations for everybody else, that's kind of how that works. But in those cases, we would definitely want to do some bigger things, I think. Any other thoughts on that? All right. And the last thing, sorry, on this, things we may change is the meeting schedule. I don't know that the time and location is 100% the cause of the issue with our meeting participation, but it may be. I just want to have an open conversation real quick about what's your thoughts, your need for a general body in-person meeting, or if you prefer that or would like that, how often, what day, what time, what format, what dress code, uh, do you want it to be completely informal? Do you want it to be formal? Do you want to be a restaurant where it's a dinner meeting or a lunch meeting? Brother Dante, I see your hand up.
I'm just going to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned this before, not mentioned again. I think we should go from a general body meeting to a general body link up, general body kickback,
Mm-hmm.
and have it be on a Friday evening, as opposed to a Saturday morning. It's hard to get up on a Saturday morning, even with the month's advance notice, because that we could have really grabbed you by your neck and drug you to that Saturday. So
Yeah.
if you think you catch them on a Friday, after you off work, you need to kick back and want to be social, then I think you have. And again, I don't want to keep saying this is what other people are doing, but at the president's breakfast, there was mentioned a lot. Saturday meetings, especially if you call it a meeting, just doesn't work.
This is true. I mean, once again, it's a combination thing. It could be day and time. It could be format. It could be I'm hungry. It's too soon after work. It's I just got off work. This is weekend's my only free time. There's a ton of things, but obviously we have to come up with a happy medium to have engagement. Uh, and I want to link this
I like the Friday evening idea. I feel
Friday.
like that would make a lot of sense.
I think a lot of people would like the Friday evening that would draw and pull in more people who's not currently, present or available.
Friday evenings, once a month as opposed to Saturday mornings once a month would work a lot better for me as well. Just throwing in my 2 cents.
Can I ask just, and I'm good Fridays, I get out the house. Anybody
But
knows me, I go outside. Will it be business? Will it be networking? Will it be hybrid?
the business can be
Yes,
shared.
anything, because like we said, we're gonna take care of business. Do you want your general body meeting to be about taking care of business? Do you want it just a quick update, 20 minutes, and the rest is networking, or what, maybe even a speaker from time to time? What does a Friday night, since that's the consensus from people on the call, what does that look like? And Larry, I see your hand. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, if it's about business, and as long as those meetings are quarterly and not necessarily monthly, I wouldn't say do the important meetings on a Friday. Also, too, as a young professional, I don't know about other folks on here, but like Thursdays are really my Friday, and so that could be another opportunity as well for engagement, and not necessarily because, like, for example, a lot of folks work from home on Fridays, probably don't
Mhm.
come out, probably won't, other than something to kick back on a Friday night. So that could be a difference as well.
Okay. And keep in mind, just bouncing ideas based off what we've talked about and kind of heard nationally. Uh, like we said, if we kind of going back a couple of slides, if we plan out the year in December or January with what we want to do each month, twice a month, quarterly, then I think if we have a good communication with a newsletter, I think we can do a quarterly business meeting that would also incorporate membership orientation and check-in and all those things, and do a monthly networking event. It could be an elevated networking event. It could be with a speaker. It could be just bowling. It could be social. It could be whatever. But I think that would work, because then you're not having a meeting to figure out what you're doing next, because you already know what you're doing for the year. You can just give updates, you can do check-ins, you can do tap-ins, status reports, and then obviously welcome members, engage new members. That's the only place where I think we'll have to find a balance is how do you deal with new people who are either brand new members or potential members, how do you get, is quarterly enough to get them up to speed on what we're doing? Or is that, and that can be a whole separate conversation about how we onboard and how do we manage membership, especially new membership and recruitment. But it's just things to think about in the global thing. Is our general body meeting just for us? Is like the church. The church is like, yes, it's us. We're the church family. But every member, every meeting, every session, every sermon, welcome new members. How do you come in? Let's take a moment. Larry, thoughts?
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yep. So I was gonna say real quick that I think there should still be a membership committee, and I think it should include veterans who've been immersed in the movement, been around the organization, can really take those folks and really share, their whys and kind of give them insight throughout the year instead of just one lump sum orientation. I think that that could be positive, and also the that's kind of what immersed me into it and how I got into it as well. And I think that that could be valuable.
Yeah. One thing, I know I didn't go give a lot of details when it came to election and the restructuring. And my thought, membership chair would be the only real chair of committees. And that may be with the co-chair, just because there's definitive responsibilities that they have day to day, week to week, month to month. Everything else can still just be a part of the calendar, but we're always dealing with membership engagement, onboarding, and everything. So in my brain of the restructure, we would still have a membership chair and specifically a membership committee. And everything else will be all hands. Anybody can do any part of any of the projects we do all year.
With that
With,
system, will we not have a president or vice president?
no, you
Or is, or,
all the officers exist. I'm talking
no,
specifically to chairs. We'll
just
set
to
up
make, yeah.
a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, and a
Okay.
parliamentarian. And we'll still talk to that. We have time to make any formal decisions, but that would be who the election would be for. The potentially the officers and membership chairs. Yeah. Was that clear? I'm sorry. I don't want to move forward and leave something big hanging if it's unclear. Okay.
Sense to me.
All right. Once again, taking a little pause in between each major topic to have a little quick 2-minute, 3-minute conversation. The third question: what's one cause or issue you wish more young professionals cared about? This is open to anybody. You can raise your hand or you can just blurt it out. This is one of just a quick conversation.
Politics.
Politics.
Yeah, I throw my head in for that as well. The
And
importance of
what
voting and just the
and
impact.
voting, running, supporting elections, issues, support.
Issues that support I'm sorry, issues that affect us directly. We're at risk. The young African American professional, the young African American person in general is at risk, and we need to take it serious. For some reason, everybody's sleep.
This is true. Some of us are having nightmares. I won't lie.
What you listen here, man. Listen here.
Zoe, Zoe. Sorry, I keep saying Zoe. Zoe.
No, you're good. I just want to piggyback on the last point. I would like to see, I know since a lot of people are struggling, I'd like to see more help with regards to I think just seeking aid legally. And so I know some individuals, they struggle with things as simple as a traffic ticket. For others, it's criminal charges. For other people, it's building their business and getting protections with intellectual property. It just kind of like runs the gamut depending on people's situations. But I would like there to be more of like a shared document that shows what everyone is an expert in or what they're doing professionally so that we have more resources for individuals that maybe can't join now, but still need our help and need that guidance. And so I want a little bit more of that to be public so that, say, I know I even heard one person mention that they're a mental health professional. I think it would be great for more parents to have those resources so that they can connect with their children, or more professionals to have outlets where they can go um, and seek those resources within other members, or spread it to other people that may not be formally members. And so I think establishing like a running document would be nice for that. But yeah, that was kind of like my thoughts.
Can I ask for just to expand on that thought? That's a great idea. Would you want it to be only shared among members, or could it be something that is public facing?
Um, I think it could be both. It just depends on people's level of comfortability. So I think it really depends, but I think the other thing could be is maybe some of us we know IT professionals or attorneys, we can list different resources because I know some people do pro bono work. And so it could be just creating a master document of Black professionals in different spaces so that we could sync them out either individually, that maybe something we could bring people in for discussions or talks, especially for like financial literacy, that sort of thing. So I think honestly, both, but I think consulting people individually determine what their comfortability level is. So I think it would be great for us to understand what are resources and expertise amongst each other so that we can always reach out and say, hey, I know someone that needs this help, or what do you know about this? And then that leads to more business deals amongst each other, networking, and then also I think stronger bonds to keep people committed to not only each other individually, but the wider community.
Okay. One thing I'm gonna throw out there once again, tapping into ideas from decades ago from the YPs. If everybody familiar with the Black Pages in St. Louis, we at one time had considered doing an online version of that, where it was, as we talk about fundraising, of saying, hey, we can post you on our socials, on the websites, whatever, and have you as a standing part of our referrals. Because so many, especially then, I mean, it's not as much now, but it is still happening. We used to get so many transplants from other cities that needed a real estate person, needed a dentist, needed a doctor, needed insurance, needed a recommendation for housing, needed, and even recommendations of restaurants. And the thought that we could have a paid hand guide of how you can get into it, and maybe that's a perk of a member. Maybe you get to promote your business for free. If you're a non-member, maybe it's $50 for the year or whatever. So it's just saying there's always little pieces that we could possibly bring together to solve a couple of problems. So that's a great idea. You still have
I
to
think that's dope.
talk through it. Go ahead, Dante.
Listen, I think that's a fantastic idea. I think that's huge. I mean, people like me and other people, like I pay $40 a month to BetterHelp and Psychology Today and all these companies just so they can put my name on a website that people probably even don't even visit. So I understand that with our following and the platforms that we have space on and the reach, that'll be worth the money. Whatever it is, it'll be worth it.
Okay. Once again, there are no bad ideas, just throwing different things out, but that hits two things that we're trying to get done: promotion and finances. Uh, Anything else under causes? I know we kind of wrote a little long on this one, but any other causes that people, young professionals, should care about or thought? And it's not through guilt. They should be worried. No, things that are top of mind for you that you think about on a weekly basis. Like, man,
Well, folks, I wrote it in the chat as well. So I can send out more job opportunities that come across my board. My desk all the time. People are always looking for uh, great qualified individuals, and so I could do something more robust. But I just want to make sure that it's helpful to folks.
sir, once again, I'm gonna hit you just like I hit Zoe. Once again, tapping into the past. Us having a job board is not only an opportunity for young professionals and our members and our citizens, but it's also a potential financial opportunity where we can have companies post job, we can post job openings for them for a cost, either for the post or back end on a recruitment piece of, if you recruit somebody through this, we get X dollars. We would always have to work through anything like that through the Urban League and line up, but everything can build. We know too many people that know too many people. And it can also work for members. Like I'm sure at different companies, if you recommend somebody, there's a bonus available to you. Maybe we do a partial split on that. You getting the most, but maybe if you get $200 for an IT person, maybe you break us off $50 if we help you pull it off to pull it all together. Or whatever may just saying there's still opportunities for you to benefit as individuals, us to benefit as an organization, and just our community who may not know about opportunities to benefit as well. Uh Okay, just gonna push through real quick. And this is where we kind of get to open conversation. I mean, I have a couple of more talking topics, but I wanted to specifically leave room for people to say whatever needs to be said. I mean, you're here, like I said, we have about 70 members. We have about nine. Two have dropped off that have been on. So we really had about 12 people total over the time. And that's not to say that that's the only people who are interested. Everything is a meeting opportunity. This is the middle of the week. I think I gave enough notice, but you never know. Life is happening. But I don't know everything. I know a lot about how the business of the Urban League goes, how the movement goes, how the passion goes. I know St. Louis a little bit, uh, but I want your thoughts. I want to know a couple of moments to know where you are in your walk with the Urban League, what's keeping you, what has you looking at the door, what opportunities that seem so obvious that we're just not taking advantage of. Dr. Bird, I see you joined. I know you have thoughts, and we'll do a quick for anybody who wasn't here for the 30-second introduction, who's still on the call, and I think that's two people. Feel free, Larry, go with you first. 30-second introduction to the group.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Davis Jr., Ambassador Connector for St. Louis region. I've been in the movement for what? This is year 3, 4 for me, Barry.
Depending on what you consider
Yeah.
involved. You've been in
Well,
the room
I'm. Yeah,
longer
I've
than
been in the
that.
room a long time. Yep. And actually, well, I came back for my 3rd year, but I started off my journey back in like 2012, which I got pictures.
Yeah.
But hey, excited to be a part. If I can help you connect or make some ideas happen with the organization, I'm always available.
Okay. Dr. Bird, you got a 30-second introduction.
Hi, Barry. Hello, I'm Anthony Bird.
So you did a 5-second introduction.
Yeah.
No problem. If that's what you're feeling today, I'm not mad at you. He's a great person, though. Get to know him, yeah. And once again, everybody on the call is just a member, even though some people obviously hold titles. What's your thoughts on where we are? Where do you see us going this year? Do we need a hard reset? Do we need just to do a little bit more? Is it the swag? Is it business cards? Is it orientation? What's that next step? And I just asked at this step, I I mean, I'm open to hearing anything that we're doing wrong, anything that we need to change, but I'm definitely pushing for if I had just made a list right now of what to do tomorrow and going forward, that's definitely what I'm looking for. But I also know that sometimes you can't move forward without dealing with the past. So if there's anything we need to cover looking back, we can do that as well. So the
I
floor is
think
open.
that, in all honesty, I'm not looking at the door, but I won't be occupying my current space after this year. Not, I mean, I'll definitely be around. I'll definitely support whoever's next or whatever's next. But I think that in order for this year to end in a different trajectory, I think what needs to happen is that one, we should implement a few of those things that you mentioned on this call immediately, right? Um, Immediately. And I don't know if this is time and space, because with regards to housekeeping on some issues, but I think I think with the upcoming joint week that we're going to do again for this year, which I don't think we've done before, the second half of the joint week,
Correct.
that can be the hard reset that I think we need. And with that, re-engaging, creating opportunities for people to connect in the ways that we've mentioned here, removing the 90% business vibe of our connections to something more relaxed. People, I think, especially for myself, when I first joined, it was a way to connect with other people and to socialize and increase my personal network. I wasn't looking for another business opportunity. I worked 19 jobs. So, I mean, I wanted to find myself in a space and time with young professionals who also wanted to be able to relax and vibe productively with other young people. I didn't want to always, I didn't and still don't want to always be in a situation where I have to, be that guy in the suit or the tie every time. I understand there's a look associated with being professional, and that's subjective, really. But I just want to be. I think that the vibe needs to be more relaxed, and then also because I do hold a current space in this, and taking away from the conference, we need to I almost use profanity, but we need to stop making people feel like they're only a professional if they went to college. A barber is a professional, a mailman is professional, a mechanic is a professional. We need to make that very clear. We need to have specific wording in our reach to let these people know, hey, you might work at Taco Bell, but you're a professional because you do a good job and you're serious about your job and you want to do better and you want to grow. This is an opportunity for you to get professional and personal development no matter what role you is. But having the air that you have to be, a Dr. Cora or an investigator Johnson or Dr. Bird in order to be young profession is insane to me. And I also subscribed to that when I first joined because I was trying to be too serious and take myself too serious. I'm like, hey, let me get around these professionals so I can feel better about myself. And this is not where we are. This is not what we need. And we're going to miss a lot of people like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've seen the head nods. Any verbal thoughts?
I mean, I agree. I definitely think that with everything that we've kind of brought up and discussed, in terms of maybe like the different leadership styles and kind of like different means of reaching out and engaging with people, I think that that's a good first step to kind of get more people involved. I know for my personal journey, when I joined the Urban League, I kind of was kind of looking at what committee chair kind of felt more aligned with what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to join as part of the membership committee because I thought that would be an opportunity to kind of meet and connect with more like-minded individuals that kind of wanted to make a difference in the community and maybe have more opportunity to kind of expand like my friendship group and have kind of those opportunities. And I know that with the different leadership kind of changes and stuff like that, it's kind of um not really been what I envisioned so far. And I guess part of what I was thinking was maybe expanding well, maybe looking into maybe a different committee chair or different committee that could kind of fit or align to what I wanted to do or help people with, like the community outreach. I kind of that was definitely like my second kind of pick in terms of like being able to do more community service opportunities, being able to engage in the community, being able to pick up, do work that kind of excites me and uh, kind of makes the world like a kinder place. Like I really loved being able to help support during the food drive that we were doing up at the headquarters location. That was definitely just really powerful, just being able to see everyone kind of involved, making a difference, kind of being able to see like that impact that you can have on a person's life just by showing, taking that extra step and making that effort to kind of show that you care about someone. But I definitely want to try to keep up with the membership committee and whatever facet or whatever changes that are kind of coming up with it, because I know that that's important. And I know that if we can get that shored up a little bit more, and if we can continue to keep making forward progress with the other changes we kind of talked about and suggested, that we'll be in a good spot and be able to shore the ship a little bit more.
Definitely. Anyone else? Any thoughts? Not on the same topic or a different topic altogether?
Yeah, Barry, excuse me, I was just gonna add that we can also focus on what is going right. So you don't have to just look at what's going wrong. You
For
know, we
sure.
can just build on what's what is going right. So even if it's just 9 or 10 of us on the call, or if it's just the 15% engagement, I mean, we just have to start there, and continue to build. But even, when it is a small number of people, we always have a good time. Since I've been um, participating and stuff, when we had game night, we come together. So even if it's everybody's not there, everybody's not present, we always, we just have to make the most of it. And, with everything that we're doing, our planning now, we aspire to grow, that's what we want to do. So we just have to focus on that and be consistent.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. We have a couple minutes left. Anyone else? And not, I'll leave with a message here and with a message for our members that will read this or hear this later. This is a great organization. And beyond that, it is a much needed organization. We kind of started off the meeting with this conversation. Everybody knows there's something going on in this country that is going to land on us more and more every day. Our health, our finances, our career. And it's not that anyone's broke today. It's not that they're coming after anyone today. It's not that your rights have been taken away today. It's not that opportunities are being taken away today. It's not that you can't get into school today, can't get a loan today. But I think everybody who's looking at it broad, you can see the glimpse of it. You can feel the shadow. You feel that cold breeze on your neck that something is wrong and there's no safeguards right now. And I'm not saying, I say this, and I've always said this years ago. Anybody who's known me from the beginning of my YP years, you are Martin and Malcolm, you are Rosa. We just don't use those terms anymore. This is a 115-year civil rights organization that you are paying to be a part of. You are who walked across that bridge. You are who fought for rights and justice. You are who got beat with hoses. You are who got chased by dogs. You are who had those church basement meetings. I know we're not perfect. And I know we're not necessarily up to speed talking about Martin and Malcolm in 2025, but we're flexible. We want to try to figure out what's the best way to connect with you all, what it is you need. Is it your job and you don't know how to talk to your boss? Is it your career and you're not necessarily sure how to ask for the salary that you need and you deserve? It, like Justin said on the call, you're trying to buy your first house or even just going through the process, and we can't be everything that you need, but we want to be as much of it as we can. But it is about, and this is the part I need everybody to take away, this organization is only what the membership brings to it. Your member is going to be your president. A member is going to be vice president. A member is going to make a recommendation for what speakers we need. A member is going to be the recommendation and write the plan for what community service we did. This is not a full agenda from the affiliate who's just going to lay down what you want to do and do this and provide that. This is with the name of a 110-year-old civil rights organization on having your back. What does this generation need? But you got to do the work. Our engagement level is too low for what this community needs. What you need as members, what St. Louis is calling for, and what St. Louis should be demanding. St. Louis YPs have always been leaders, and it's not that we're not now. We're just not cohesive right now. I say this, and I promise this, and as Dante's been on here a couple of times, and you've heard me say this, I can show you flyers, I can show you news articles. We used to practically run this city. I think you have the potential to do it again. It'll look differently because there's 1,001 young professional organizations, but when there were 5, we were number 1. I want to help you all get back there, but I need you to want it. I need you to bring a friend. I'm gonna need you to share and communicate, but we can do this. And that is the goal. That is the goal. So be engaged, be online, talk about it, share your ideas. I promise you, a member that is been here a week, when it comes to an idea, is just as valuable as the vice president. You just have to be able to help. You can't just throw stuff at the wall and do this for us. This is your organization. Anything that happens in it will be because you were a part of it. I thank you. I offer the floor for another 30 seconds of anything is sparked that you want to say. The floor is yours. And with that, you will be hearing from the board soon. We're going to talk through some of this because we have to get buy-in from the Urban League affiliate as well. But as has been referenced in this call and in the chat, this is a now thing. This is not a 2026 thing. We're moving, we're changing, we're growing immediately. Thank you all for your time. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it.
Barry, you gotta say my line. What's my line?
What, one team, one dream, one movement, and it will be on a t-shirt.
Yes.
I need to talk to you about, because I have some thoughts on that, but anybody who's really a designer has any thoughts on how to put that on a t-shirt other than just the words?
Just put a big number 1, and then down the right side of the 1, Dream Sound Movement. Then the YP logo at the bottom. I just get it to you for free.
There you go. I'll put something together.
Enjoy your night.
Thank you all.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Thanks, man.
All right.